Hey guys, this is a virtual gun show part 2. I mentioned that I was going to show you 5 Krieghoffs, but I lied. I'm sorry, I've got 5.5. Come check them out. So here are the 5 Krieghoffs that I was talking about. They all came in from one collector, but then today I added to it because I got this little bitty baby. Look at that cute little sucker. And this is Krieghoff Toggle, 1938, but since it's only half there, and also I believe there's some Mauser parts, I'll cover this one last, but this one will also be available. Let's start at the top. Now this first one is S-code. S-code is because they stamp an S there. And that, by the way, is code for 1936. And actually in 1936, it's the most common example is from 1936, and they have 3 different types. They have the S-code, they also had a 36, and then finally they had a 1936. So you have S-code, 2-digit, and then 4-digit, all from 1936. And again, there's probably about 3,500 of them made. And so 1936 was the highest production for the Krieghoff Luger. So this one is an early one. There's the serial number. You see 2274. This is all matching, except the magazine is only 1 digit off. This is 2274. This is 2264. They will have an upside down Krieghoff stamp above it. That's correct. Nothing down here. Sometimes you will see a plus sign. I'm not sure if that's original from the factory or not, but I have several orphan magazines that have a plus sign. Typically, there's nothing under the serial and an upside down Krieghoff L2 proof. Also, if they're mid-war, sometimes they'll be right side up. But if you're going to buy a Krieghoff, make sure you buy from somebody that knows what they're doing, because these are expensive propositions. All of these Krieghoffs are going to fall somewhere between $9,500 and $11,000. Some of the years are more rare than others, and later into the war, mid-war, that's when prices really soar, because you have some where production numbers were only about 100. Now this example also has the Ritz grips. If you take this grip off and you look on the inside, it'll actually say Ritz, putting on the Ritz. The way you can tell a Ritz grip is, you see the check ring? This check ring is a little more coarse than this check ring. They're both the same color. I consider it a blood red, but this S-code with the Krieghoff magazine, Krieghoff stamps here and here, all the right places. It's all correct and matching other than the magazine, as I mentioned. And you do see some, well, there's quite a bit of wear here from where somebody shot the gun and then perhaps didn't clean it off completely, because the salt from your hands, temperature here today is 90 degrees with high humidity. You touch this with sweaty hands and you're going to get wear on the blue. And that's where most of the wear is. But otherwise, it's just a nice, clean example. Comes in 9mm. All of these went to the Luftwaffe. These are all issued to the Luftwaffe. Sometimes paratroopers, sometimes pilots, but certainly all to the Luftwaffe. Here's the next example, I already mentioned, is just to date 36. Now, if you have a copy of my book and you read a little bit about it, you can see on the 2-digit code that the 3 and the 6 is just a little bit off. It looks a little bit crooked. Maybe the 3 is a little bit higher, and they all look like that. Just so you know, that's not a bad stamp. They all look like that. Has the Krieghoff logo. I already mentioned this would have it's harder to see because it doesn't have the white wax in it, but there's the Krieghoff logo. This is a pretty standard logo. It has an anchor. Early on, people used to call me and say, I have a Navy Luger. I'd say, great, I love Navy Lugers. And when they'd send it to me, they'd show me that, and that's the Heinrich Krieghoff logo. I'd say, oh, this went to the Luftwaffe. He goes, well, then why does it have an anchor? There you have it. It's also well known that the Krieghoffs have a thumbprint. Right there, they call it a thumbprint, and they said, well, the inspector put his thumb on there. I don't know. Only Krieghoff has that, and hopefully you can see it. It's not always real visible. You have to look in the light, but look in like various lights. But right here, you can see the different shade of blue right there. So that little Krieghoff thumbprint, people will say, does it have the thumbprint? This 36, the condition is a little bit better because when we look at the front strap, you can see it's a lot nicer than the S-code. Same way with the back strap. So the S-code is going away. This actually has, of all these guns, this one has the strongest thumbprint. There's a little bit of wear here. There's the proofs. You can see them a lot better because of the white wax. Same proofs as here, but clearly a lot more visible. Now this has the second variation of grips because it's coarser. Let's check out the magazine. These typically are all original finish, all matching. This one definitely doesn't have a matching magazine because this is a Mauser magazine. So it's a non-Krieghoff magazine, but this finish is absolutely gorgeous. And it does lower the price to not have a Krieghoff magazine. Let's go to the next one, which is 1937. So I skipped 1936 4-digit, and we go right to a 1937 4-digit. There's the Krieghoff logo. Thumbprint, I can barely see it. I just see a little bit of different shade there. Again, you can see here, this time there's wear on the back strap. Again, sweaty palm, and a lot less wear, but a little bit of wear here. You can see the serial number is under here, 9mm. It does have the second style coarse grip in reddish color. And let's see about the magazine. I can see here that it looks like a matching magazine, although this is 9181, but the 9, it almost looks like an 8, and even more so on the magazine. It looks like it's probably 9181, and I think this is all correct because the font and everything on there looks correct. The strike might be bad, but 9181 is the matching magazine, and again, an upside down Krieghoff stamp. This one is in beautiful condition, certainly very, very collectible with a matching magazine. The next one I want to show you is also 1937. So we have two from 1937. Both of them have the Krieghoff logo. You can see here that it has the same coarse grips. This one is 6494. And what do we have for a magazine? 6494 with an upside down Krieghoff stamp. Nothing down here. So this is also 1937 with a matching magazine. Let's take a look at the front straps. This front strap is about the same, a little bit of wear down here, but I think the back strap's going to be much better, and it is. So on this second one, and if you're asking for them by serial number, this is 6494. This one is a little bit better, and it does have a matching magazine. Looks all correct. Thumbprint, yeah, I can see the thumbprint, but it's going to be hard to see unless you just kind of turn it in the right light. A little bit of a thumbprint there. The last one is the most desirable because the production numbers, as soon as the war started, so there were 1938, by the way, is a very low production year. 1938, I think there was only about 50 made. 1939, they didn't make any because they were busy making lightweight machine guns for the paratroopers. And so 1939, they were busy with that. They didn't make any Krieghoff. Picked back up in 1940, and production is low in 1940. I think only, I want to say about 1,500. So this is a very desirable gun. A little more expensive, a little more rare. You can see the Krieghoff logo. You can see the Krieghoff grips. Now, 1940, about halfway through, they went from the red grip to the black grip. This one happens to be the red grip and would be correct. Serial number now is in the 10,000 range. It's actually 10,257. 10,257. Look at that front strap. Delicious. Just beautiful. Back strap, also beautiful. I can see a little bit of a thumbprint. Everything on this is beautiful finish. Now it does have all the proof marks, but by 1940, the proof marks changed a little bit. Just focus on that first one. That is a wartime Krieghoff proof. As opposed to this one, it has the pre-war Krieghoff proof. You can just take a look at that first proof and you can see this is a wartime proof, and they used that same proof all the way through to 1944. In fact, if you get a KU Luger, it'll have a similar Krieghoff proof. So there's a difference between the earlier proof and the later proof, and they are consistently from 1940 on, the newer proofs. Okay, now I'm going to show you a half of a Krieghoff. So those of you who are familiar with Lugers may know the name John Marts. Now, John Marts, he has his initials inside here. I'm going to pop this off. John Marts is a famous Luger maker, gunsmith. He has his initials there and 22 in a circle. So this might have been gun number 22 that he made, but this is considered a baby Luger. They actually sell at a premium. John Marts passed away not too long ago, and now his work is considered art. A couple things I want to dissect about this. This is a very early proof mark because it only says Sul. You see how the rest of them say Krieghoff Sul. This is a very early toggle train, and when I take it off, each part is Krieghoff proof. The coupler or the hanger is also Krieghoff proof. Some of the internal parts are Krieghoff proof. So this is a Krieghoff toggle train. 1938, I believe that would be a Mauser 1938 and not a Krieghoff 1938 because there's only 18 known 38s. And I sure hope he didn't ruin a good 1938 Krieghoff to make this. But these, as I said, these are very desirable, sell at a premium. You see a little bit of corrosion here, but this is no finish. Oh, this is Mauser. The receiver is definitely Mauser because those are Mauser proofs. So this 38 has to be Mauser. Comes in 9mm. No finish. Look at this little baby magazine. See, the whole frame is shortened. There's the magazine difference. But you can see how the whole frame has been shortened, and of course the barrel is shortened. The serial numbers are not matching. There was no attempt to match them. He probably, well, he certainly could have done that because he redid everything on the gun. Quite the gunsmith. But as I said, these are very desirable. This is a half a Krieghoff, a baby Krieghoff in 9mm. This will also be offered with the rest of the Krieghoffs. Somebody's going to jump on this right away. These are getting to be very hard to find. If you actually Google John Marts baby Luger, you will see them up there. You see them selling at Rock Island for like $6,500. So we know they're very desirable. One other Krieghoff item that I have is I do have a Krieghoff holster. Now, the way you can tell a Krieghoff holster, they should be black with black thread. This one, it looks like it's brown underneath. The black is wearing off. But when I look inside, this is black, and even down inside here is black. So I think it was black, but it's just worn off. There's usually no writing on the back. There's no date, no writing on the back, no writing inside here. But right here is a Krieghoff proof. That's the Krieghoff, the early Krieghoff L2 proof. So this is a Krieghoff holster that we will be able to offer to sale separately. And if this doesn't sell right off the video, we'll make this available on our website. These are pretty rare, getting very hard to find, and they run anywhere from $1,800 to $2,500. Now I have a bonus item for you. This is not a Krieghoff. I just happened to get it, and I thought, well, I don't need to do a whole video about it, but I'll just throw it in at no extra charge. This was an American Eagle. You can see the bottom of the American Eagle. And you can also see it was exported. It's marked Germany, exported to the United States. And most likely it was a dealer sample. So Germany was trying to sell their product in retail stores in the United States. So anybody selling handguns, they would have the possibility of getting one of these, which is a cutaway Luger. And they would have it in the display room because customers would come in and say, how does it work? You can see part of the DWM right there. You can see the grip safety. You can see how that works. Take out the magazine. Actually, if we look over here, you can see inside here, that's the mainspring. You can see the magazine. We'll pull that down. You can see the magazine button. Pull that out. So this cutaway Luger, this is all original finish, by the way, because it even has halos here. And if you look at the finish, this has little tiny pin pricking over top of the bluing. So this was never refinished. It's all original. 1906 American Eagle. Probably came to the United States as a dealer sample to put in display room, and that is 30 caliber, not 9mm. Now this You still need to get a CNR, even though you can't really fire this, but ATF doesn't care. If you tried to fire this, it would be a mess. These are very rare, and I was really happy to get this one in. And if you're interested in it, you can see how the inner workings work. Here's the takedown lever. See, there's the trigger spring, takedown lever. Pop that down, pull that off. There's your trigger spring, trigger lever, all matching numbers. So this is an American Eagle, came to the United States and sat in a display case for customers who are interested in buying the newfangled German Luger. If you enjoy this virtual gun show format, you're in for good news because I plan to do these all summer long. It's tough to get out to the gun shows, but we're bringing them to you. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can see more of it.